Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to One Punch Man Season 2, Episode 10. So, last time, after running away from his battle with Watchdog Man, because he couldn't defeat him, we saw that Garo is apparently going to try and attack King now. Which is just a dumb idea. Like, not only because, like, from his perspective, Garo believes King to be one of the strongest heroes, and believes King, I mean, technically, if he believes in all the hype, he believes King to be the strongest man on Earth. So it's like, that just seems stupid. Especially if you couldn't defeat Watchdog Man. And that kind of goes to the second point, because he's injured. He is injured from his battle with Watchdog Man. Maybe not like horrifyingly injured, but still. So it's like, what the fuck do you think you're going to do? And he tried to attack King, and Saitama just kind of slapped him aside. And King and Saitama headed back, I guess, to play video games and whatnot. Meanwhile, the monsters have kind of just all retreated, and now the aftermath is going on, but the Monster Association has succeeded in everything they set out to do, and they placed a plant in the Hero Association. So much so that that plant, who I guess was someone who agreed to take the monster cells to eat them, has now revealed himself as some sort of message to the Hero Association. So I wonder where that's going to go. Like I said last time, though, I think they're going to take a break from the Monster Association for the time being. I think that these past episodes where they were introduced and everything was just that, an introduction to them. Just making us know that they are out there and making everyone in-world know that they are out there. But I think that they're not going to be the main antagonists as of yet. I don't really think that they're going to be focused on right now. So I think Garo's going to kind of take back over. I'm hoping we see Silverfang and Bang, or Bang is Silverfang, Silverfang and Bomb, rather, meet up with Garo and everything. I hope that comes to fruition soon. But I guess we'll see where this goes. But I do want to mention one more thing before we continue. So Giguk, one of the anime YouTubers I watch, released a video lately that's kind of confusing to me. It's basically, it's a One Punch Man Season 2 video claiming that the season took a dip in quality, basically. That it's not as good as the first season. However, most of the video, like legitimately the majority of the video, is him talking about how it's better than the first season. How it has a more cohesive story, how it's focusing more on the characters besides Saitama, so that the entire One Punch joke doesn't get old, and yada yada yada. And then the only thing he actually uses as a reason for saying that Season 2 is a step down is the animation. And so he basically puts it that Season 1's animation is what made it stand out and what made it the phenomenon it is. That if it weren't for the godlike animation, thanks to the passion behind the team at Madhouse for Season 1, that the show would never have gotten as big as it did. And I see what he's saying, that the godlike animation that Season 1 had, which I acknowledge was vastly superior to Season 2's. Basically what he's saying is that's the entire reason for One Punch Man's success. And I disagree with that heavily. Because I believe that One Punch Man's success was due to its characters, was due to its humor, was due to, well, its subversion of shonen tropes and superhero tropes as well. That is what made it so popular. That's what everyone really talks about when they think about One Punch Man. Yeah, of course they mentioned the godlike animation. And that was definitely fantastic. Believe me, when I first watched One Punch Man, I was astounded by that. But in the end, a show does not run on its animation. Animation can be honestly shitty, and the show can still be phenomenal. And it's not shitty though. That's the thing. The arts and animation for season 2 is still good. It's still very good. It's just not on the same level by any means, not even close. But to try and say that the only reason the show got as popular as it did was because of the animation is honestly stupid. It's just it's ludicrous, to be honest. Because it's like it assumes that people are that shallow about what they watch. And a lot of people are very shallow, yes. But it assumes that people are that shallow to the point where it's like they didn't care about anything else, and that was the tipping point, basically, that got people into it. Most people I've talked to who are into One Punch Man got into it or first heard about it because of its story and its plot and just what it's about. The fact that it is about a guy who can destroy or kill anything with one punch. A guy who's so overpowered and doesn't like that he is. People got into it because of that. And that's why a lot of people didn't check it out mostly because of the animation. Yes, some people did, for sure. And yes, some people probably suggested it to others for that reason, because oh, this is so well animated, you have to see this. Sure, I will not deny that. And in fact, I'd say even probably a lot of people did. But most people I've seen have said kind of the complete opposite. That they came for other reasons, and that the animation was just like basically a nice bonus. And it's like, it's kind of the reason why all of the hate for season 2 of One Punch Man has died down. Like the first couple weeks, the first couple episodes of the show, there was all this hate about it because, oh, the animation looks so crappy, the art style looks so downgraded, and stuff like that. And it's like nowadays, you don't hear anything about it. No one's talking about it anymore because they've realized that it doesn't matter. They've realized that while true, yes, the art animation took a major downgrade, while that's true, they realize that it's not important, that other stuff matters more, and that the story and the characters and the humor is still all top-notch. In fact, a lot of people probably realize that it's better. And granted, that's all subjective, mind you, but still. It's so much better. I just do not see how people can still, how there are some people out there who can still put the animation to that high of a degree. To where they think that because there's some less than satisfactory animation, it ruins things. No, it doesn't. Season 2 is better because its story is better, because its characters are better, because its humor is better. Season 1 relied basically on the same joke over and over and over. And while it did fine with its characters, it's nothing compared to what Season 2 has done already. But that Season 1 was basically just, oh, the One Punch Man joke. That's it. He can kill anything in one punch. Oh, all these other heroes are struggling with these monsters? Oh, we know Saitama's going to come in. That's not what the show's even about anymore. And yes, that does still happen from time to time here and there. But that's not what the show's actually about anymore. We've seen fights in Season 2 where Saitama didn't come in at the end. For example, Garo taking on Spring Mustachio and Golden Ball. Saitama did not come in at the end. He did not come in the fight where Garo took on the tank top heroes. most notably Tank Top Master. And the others who were there as well, Chiranko and Moomin Rider and all of them. Saitama didn't come in and save the day on that. And we're seeing that more and more. We're seeing that kind of thing more and more. We see multiple times with the Monster Association attack, all these different battles, all these different things happening. Saitama can't be everywhere at once. He couldn't stop them all at once, of course. Hell, he didn't even know all of that was happening because he was at the tournaments. So it's like we're seeing that formulaic idea that Season 1 ran on being naturally discarded. It feels natural in the way it's being discarded, in the way it's being moved on past. Season 1 focusing on that worked. It worked for Season 1. But the fact that Season 2 hasn't been, the fact that Season 2 is doing all of this differently is a good thing, a smart thing. As like I said before, Giguk mentioned in his video that it allows, it keeps the joke, the One Punch Man joke, from feeling old, from feeling overused. By focusing on all of these other characters as well, it makes it so that Saitama doesn't become boring and predictable and unlikable and complacent, basically. Giguk straight up used most of the runtime of that video explaining why Season 2 is just insanely better than Season 1, but he still, in the end, tried to claim it as being a downgrade and used the animation as his only real reason. And it's like, what? And I know some of you are probably sick of me at this point, constantly ranting and rambling on about how Season 2 is better in every way, and about how the naysayers were wrong and stuff. Keep in mind, this is all my viewpoint, all my opinion. If you don't like Season 2, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong for not liking it. I'm just saying, from my perspective, from my viewpoint, from my experience, it so far trumps Season 1 in every possible aspect except the art and animation, which is very minor in comparison to the stuff that really matters, the story, the characters, all of that jazz. And because it's a humor series, a comedy series, the humor as well. But either way, I am excited to see where this will go, especially with the aftermath of everything and just the insider in the Hero Association and all. So we're going to get onto this now. And before I begin right away, if you didn't watch my Carol on Tuesday reaction, you might not know this as well, but the reason I'm out here in the living room now instead of my bedroom, it's not going to be like a constant thing. I'm going to be in my bedroom most of the time. I just wanted to record out here to show you what it looks like out here, basically. As you can see, this is my new living room. I'm on a love seat. There's a matching couch with the dog on it. Say hi, Piper. Hi. You have the kitchen and stuff over there. Over here you have the TV and all. Yeah, and see I'm on the love seat here. So yeah, just kind of wanted to show you guys what it was like out here and just record out here today because especially I didn't want to move my power cord. I'm being lazy. But yeah, so there is that as well. Either way, let's get this going. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so there's only a couple things I really want to talk about this time. So let's just get into it. So the attack on the Hero Association headquarters by the monsters was more of a message thing. So Orochi's right-hand monster was talking to them in an effort to, at first it seemed like try to have a ceasefire, but no, it was a trick, super obvious. And the real intent was basically to instill fear and freak them out and shit, and basically declare war on them and invite them to come and attack them and try to get the hostage back, even telling them to send their very best. We get to see a little bit of Blackluster Alloy in there and see what he can do. Apparently his skin is hardened like steel. That's interesting. And yeah, so got some continuation with that kind of stuff. But the big thing I really want to talk about is, of course, the Garo stuff. So Garo thinks King had taken him out, and he just kind of goes on his way. He shacks up at the house, or at this, not the house. He shacks up at this secret base of these kids, including the one kid he had made friends with. And I kind of do say friends, even though there's nothing official there. And the other kids send him to go examine everything, the one kid. And that's when he and Garo kind of realize who each other are and stuff. And Garo tries to give him some advice and all, but that's when the heroes come into play and attack. And Garo is extremely weakened, and there's a lot of them. There's like, what, 8 heroes, I think it said, who are there. So Garo is at massive disadvantage. And I like this, because it continues to show that Garo is not this all-powerful being. You see, when Garo was first mentioned in Season 1 and everything, and I heard people who had read the comic and the manga were super excited about that coming in the future, I was kind of led to believe that with how this series tends to be, that aside from Saitama, Garo would be almost unbeatable. This kind of monstrous enemy who was just insanely OP. Kind of like Saitama, just for the villains. But the fact that he is just human, who's just really, really strong and great at martial arts, but otherwise just human and susceptible to everything humans are, and even not really the strongest or anything, even shown to be able to lose a just completely fair fight against Watchdog Man. I like that. It shows that he's fallible, and it builds him as a really good, interesting villain, rather than just some, well, monster, ironically enough. So I really enjoy that. The Monster Association fill that gap by being the more insane enemies, the ones who are OP and everything. But then you also have to take into account the other aspect of this, which was the Monster Association. The other aspect of this episode, I mean. So we did see a little bit of that too, and we saw 2 of the monsters who were involved in the attack. The Roach guy and Super S, I think her name is, the BDSM chick who was fighting Fubuki. And we saw Orochi kill and eat the Roach. And almost do the same to Super S, but Gyaro convinced Orochi to let her live because her power could be useful, which is true, very much so. So she's basically being given the second chance, but on the promise that she will not be given a third. So we got to see a little more of the intense atmosphere that the Monster Association has. So that's pretty interesting to know. I'm really excited to see where they go with all of that. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what I want to say. I like how this ended, like, kind of unclear about exactly what's going to happen next. Will Garo be able to take them out? Will he somehow be able to flee? Or will he actually give himself up? I'm really not sure at this moment. Maybe he'll give himself up for enough time to heal, and then escape and everything once he's better. Taking out as many people as he can on the way. So it's kind of an interesting idea to see where this is going to go with him being so injured and everything. But yeah, there's just really not much of anything else to really discuss with that at the moment. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see where the attack on the Monster Association will go. I assume, again, that's not going to happen right away. They're going to build towards that. That'll probably be the next arc. But at the moment, they're going to just kind of build up to it. And we'll see where it goes then. But either way, tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode. Tell me your thoughts down in the comments below, and thank you so much for tuning in. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See you all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles,